Welcome, Apes Crew. This is Mr. Cloud coming from North Belmar, my home on Long Island in Nassau County during what is known as the COVID-19 pandemic. I hope this message and this screencast, finds you well. I hope your family is doing well. If you're not, reach out to me. Let me know what's going on. I have not heard directly from anyone in the AP Environmental, other than I think Leah got back to me yesterday on the main board. But I love to hear from you guys. So what I want to do right now with you is discuss some changes to the AP exam 2020. I'm sure you've heard about this already, but you haven't heard it from me. So let's talk about specifically what's going on, how things are changing, how I'm here to support you making our way through, and God willing, we see each other again in the next few weeks. So kind of let's get into some of the changes that we're going to see. All right, first things first, what are the main changes that have been implemented to the test itself? And these are the big things that I'm sure you're going to be really interested in. All right, first things first is this guy right over here, and that's the 45 minutes. The AP exam is going to be a 45-minute test, and the College Board asked 18,000 students, do they still want the test this year or not? As it turns out, people do. You guys spent a lot of time taking this course. They want to try to get credit, right? So the College Board decided on a 45-minute exam. So that's the big one. The next is that it's going to be all free response. And I know that's going to freak some of you guys out, but guess what? We've been preparing for free response all year. And a lot of you, I would say the fair majority, are actually better at free response than you are at multiple choice. So that's a strength for us as a cohort, as a class. All right, so 45 minutes all free response. Okay, next, the exam content will focus on what most schools were able to complete by early March. What does that mean? We're going to talk about that more in a second. For sure, we're going to talk about that in a minute. And you'll be able to take your exams on any device you have access to, computer, tablet, or smartphone, which sounds really bizarre, I know. You'll also have the option to write your responses by hand and submit a photo directly to the College Board for the exam as well. It'll be interesting to see how this actually works, but that's what's been told to us specifically. So let's get back to the content component of it. Okay, so exam content. First things first. The College Board decided to cut 25% of the material. So what does that mean for us specifically? For AP Environmental Science, topics 1 through 7 will be included. What does that mean in APES speak? What does that mean in our language, the language that we speak, with the Friedland and Relier chapters 1 through 20? That's going to be chapters 1 through 15. So you should all be rejoicing right now because pretty much we covered the 1 through 14 together. We finished up 14 last week via Google Classroom. And guess what? We just have one chapter new material to cover, and it's air pollution and stratospheric ozone depletion, and that's what you should be working on right now. So the actual test is 1 through 15. So we've almost covered the content in its entirety. Okay, so that's a good thing. All right. How can we support you moving forward? How will I support you and the College Board support you moving forward? So what are some available AP resources? As you're already aware, the virtual lessons that I'm putting together for you are designed to support you with the test in mind. All lessons that I put together in the classroom will be exercises that prepare you for the upcoming test, as well as content that would have been in the course itself. So what does that mean? I'm going to be presenting material that I would normally present in a normal school year, and I can't believe I still have to pinch myself that this is not a normal school year, and it clearly is not. So we would clearly go through 19. We will make our way through new material. And I feel like you can't teach this course without teaching climate change. That's just ridiculous. So you're going to hear new material too from me as the weeks progress. An important tool that we'll utilize for review purposes will be the My AP app. Now, if you guys remember that, let me escape out of the screen real quick, and hopefully, can I get there? I think I can. Well, It's if I go to my AP Classroom, and what you do is you would log in, right, for your username and password, and then you would go into AP Environmental Science, and I'm going to be assigning progress checks, and we can do a progress check for every topic, which is topics 1 through 7, which is the test. So I'll be assigning those, and you'd have to log on to my AP app to take those progress checks to kind of see where you're at. And I'm pretty sure those are going to be most likely classroom assignments that will end up being graded homework assignments as we make our way through over these next few weeks. Okay, so let me click out of that. All right. What else can we talk about specifically are the resources that AP College Board has put together. AP review resources, you just click on this link and I'll supply the actual PowerPoint to you. Um, this has information about the exam on it right here, but it also provides you with review materials such as live lessons being taught by professors and teachers around the country. So if you click on the AP YouTube channel, this is the main home for all of your AP classes. So if you scroll down, environmental science, you're going to click on that. And I just started watching this video here specifically.
You've probably gotten all of your communication.
This lesson is about sources of pollution, and she's talking about point source pollution, non-point source pollution. She's talking about thermal pollution. So that's something that they're trying to review for you, really. It's just a resource. And if you go back to this original page, right, you can click down here to environmental science. Oh, it brought me right back to this. How do you like that? But there are a few lessons that are upcoming. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. on March 26th at 1 p.m. it's going to be human impacts on ecosystems that you can do a live watch. The next day at 1 p.m., there's going to be a whole discussion on endocrine disruptors, which can be found in waterways that we didn't get to touch upon in class, but those were examples of something that you can find in your waterways that can really mess with the reproduction of species, like, for instance, alligators, you know, going from, male to female because of the wild hormones that are found in the water or something like that. So that's something that's going to be covered. So use it. It's a great resource. It can bolster what I'm doing. So definitely use it. All right. And after that, guys, we have the YouTube channel, the resources that I'm providing, the review resources that are here. And I just want to let you guys know that we're here to support you, and I'm here to support you specifically. Okay? If you have more questions, which I'm sure you have, just put them right there, guys, on the Google Classroom page. Just whatever comes to your mind that has to do with the class specifically, post your question on the Google Classroom, and I will answer it as soon as possible. I have been looking at their Google Classroom multiple times a day, just each day. So go ahead and do that. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can email me directly on the aCloud Herix K12 email account. You could just go right ahead and do that. All right. Air pollution is challenging. There's a lot to that chapter, and there was a lot of work this week. So pace yourself, take your time. And the last thing I would like to say with you guys, right now is every day I have to pinch myself. I just can't believe that we have to go through this together. And we're not together, we're separated. So I know that a lot of you guys are going to college next year. Pretty much everyone's going to college next year. And believe it or not, if everything's going well and hopefully you're not sick and you're healthy right now, just take the time with your family, because you won't have this amount of time together in one house for a really long time. Take out some board games, take out some Uno, and try to laugh with each other. All right? So this is Mr. Cloud signing out from his home in North Belmore, New York. I hope this was a really informational thing for you. Some people might be really shocked. Other people in the class might be like, Mr. Cloud, I knew all about all this already. But anyway, I wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page. All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon.